Don't post that information, okay?
Alright.
That's for you guys.
It's pretty cool.
Alright guys, so we always hear that the 6060 is much heavier, so we figured we'd find out how much heavier. So the 927, we got a B-pipe manifold, motor mounts because we just took it out of the hull, carbs, coupler, no electronics, can't see that, cameras are on directions, and then we got one of Kirk's 950s, same thing, B-pipe manifold, motor mounts, I think this is where they mount permanently, cables, but oh well, and a coupler. So I think it's pretty close. See what they weigh.
How much heavier do you think the 927 is going to be?
Well, everybody says like, isn't it like 20 pounds or something like that, but I guess that probably includes the big stator cover and stuff as well. So maybe we'll weigh those separate.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Alright.
Let's go with the lighter one first. And this is a billet cylinder, so.
Okay.
I'm going to see that's like 70 something pounds.
70, what's that say?
76.6 pounds.
76.6, I'll go write that down.
That's not the Sharpie.
Alright, 76.6. Take that off. Not sure how to reset it, so we'll just do that.
Spacer, yeah. What's this one weigh?
I don't know. Well, if 20 pounds is right, 96 pounds? We'll find out. Significantly heavier. $90.4. Now, who knows how accurate bathroom scales are, but. Or I guess.
Mine's usually lying to me.
Yeah, mine's always 10 over 2. Was that 90.6? No.
4.
Okay.
I'd have to rewind. Oh
So
shit,
what would that
math.
be? 8.
About 13.
No, that can't be right. That's a 13.
Yeah.
13.8. That's
not bad.
I guess I expected more.
Just for reference. You can see what's on it. Oh, this had the Woodruff key on it too.
Oh, well.
Oof.
That would have been that 0.2.
Oh, this has like multiple fittings on top.
I got.
There's variances, but that's a pretty good ballpark though. That's not that much. You figure maybe some few lighter weight characteristics of this hull. All right, we're gonna weigh the Rickter MX1 now. As you can see, I took cables out. It's empty on the inside. There is one carbon insert. But with the hood, what do you think it'll weigh?
$120. That's my guess.
Yeah, that'd be really good because like an XFR, a fiberglass XFR, I think weighs about 130.
120. I'm sticking with it. 120.
All right. I'm guessing 140.
Okay. Alright, my way. Ooh.
147.4.
Can I blame
Strong? Pretty
the
strong.
can I say I didn't think the hood was going to get weighed too?
Yeah.
Just try to save face?
Let's see how much the hood weighs. Take the hood off.
Okay.
Oh, 19 pounds? That's about the same weight as a 21 Superjet hood.
Yeah.
That thing's like plastic. Not that though.
So what was the original 147?
Yeah, 147 for.
Okay, so it was still under.
I'd write it down, but. Huh.
Okay. Well then, what are we at so far? Let's see what we're at so far. We got.
God, we need like a spreadsheet for this. And more markers, apparently.
Alright, we're using
Sharpie. Perfect.
dry erase. Alright. What was it?
47.4.
Alright, Kirk, your turn. Quick. Quick. What do you got? Common Core this.
0.89. Let's see, that's almost 100. It's 157 minus almost 9.
37.8.
237.8.
What do you think, Kirk?
315.
315. Okay. Is it closest to without going over, or just closest to?
Closest to.
I'm
Bragging
saying
rights.
330. Not 336. I'm saying 330.
What's a stock Superjet weigh? About that, right?
I think I weighed one once, and it was like 315. But that was also probably wet foam. Still had gas in there. Alright.
Huh. So 237. We gotta add a pump, trim, electronics, stator flywheel,
Ooh, you know what
fuel
we should
tank,
do?
water box. Measure everything?
Comment below what you think it is. And
Yeah.
if you're right, we won't give you anything, but we might remember to call you out on the video.
That's a great contest.
YouTube. Yep.
Perfect.
Good enough.
Yeah, that manifold's pretty close.
Alright, should we use this guy as that's how much room we want?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good amount of space. And for vibration, or do you think we need a little bit more? I mean,
Well, we're not getting much more than that.
if you're doing big boner airs, it's gotta.
Are we gonna let Kevin ride this?
Yeah.
I think right there.
So how much? That's pretty much as far forward as we can go is probably how much we want. So a mid-shaft spacer and a coupler spacer on the PTO side.
Yeah, I'm trying to using my thumb as a measurement here. What's the width of the thumb?
Yeah, it's a whole like coupler amount. So I think if we put both spacers in, let's get those. Let's write those down.
Okay.
Yeah, just for everyone viewing, Windex is great for putting on B-pipe couplers. It creates a little lubrication, but will dry sticky, so it'll.
Oh my goodness! There we go. Moving the hole.
Oh, good.
All right. I guess to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I mocked the B-pipe manifold up with a B-pipe.
Are we have to? Gonna hit the motor.
I think it might. Uh-oh.
Should get a water box. That's gonna be a problem, huh?
It's gonna be a problem.
All right, take the 927 out. Let's go back to regular.
950 it is. That's what you do. You just spin it, stick it up in the air. There you go. Done.
How much? Or can you move it sideways, or what's ideal? Like here, it's pushing. Can we create like a rubber spacer there, just that's permanently installed between the two, and then obviously try to get the water box high on that side.
I think maybe before we do this, we're gonna have to put that flywheel cover on, and let's start there.
Yeah, maybe just let me go get a water box and you get the flywheel cover on.
Cause actually, it fits there. Like that's where it wants to be. Right,
With that angle, yeah.
and it clears.
Stick up way high.
I don't know if this is gonna work. I got excited. I think I just put the head pipe on it and actually put a pipe on it.
Has anyone ever run this with a B pipe?
I have no idea.
Or does like a dry pipe where it kind of comes over the top? Yeah, Manu, what'd you run? Dry pipe, I bet.
Yeah, he ran the WDK wet pipe, which I have. I do have one.
That's like a lay down. Well, I got an extra one of these thrust lay down tanks.
Shit.
So Trevor, what's going through your mind right now?
I want to email the guy on Facebook or message him and say, "What the fuck?" But who knows? Maybe you're supposed to. This is stupid.
The mod any different in the back end? Probably the same, right?
I think so.
Angle. And if it sits down, and it creates a gap here, it's going to be crappy. It's going to pop off.
Accurate. But I don't know. Unless it's something stupid like you got to run the Cowie head pipe. I don't know if that changes the angle. I would think probably not. Because right, this is ideally where it sits.
I guess I'm not opposed to a lay down pipe.
Would you be opposed?
If it worked. And that might be a good thing that we don't have any of the inserts in there for everything.
I wonder if we... So here's the real question. Do I sell the B-pipe back to Nick and not tell him any of this? The B-pipe manifold? Just be like, hey, we decided to go a different direction.
Yeah, you definitely sell it to him.
Because to be fair...
Does he want it?
Yeah.
Is he going to have the same problem?
He's a resource guy. He can figure it out.
Where did you get that manifold from?
Facebook.
Facebook.com.
Who really built it?
Don't know. I got it from a buddy whose account got hacked, so he can't look back in his messages.
And that's not Brandon Reed.
I don't believe so. The one issue, too, is you can't get another coolant hose in there.
There's like hardly any clearance on that fixture to the bolt though. I don't know. There's
It's enough to give you enough to float.
there's a little play.
There it is.
That's like when I did the XFR. Like, it is like there's a little play.
I feel like it's much less on that though versus the midshaft housing. So as long as you mount your pump with that and then mount your midshaft to your pump.
Yeah, but you don't want to build in as best you can all the way to midshaft being aligned, right?
All right, we need
To
to
some
flip this-
degree.
We need to flip it around like this so the pump's facing
Gotta
this way.
remember-
So here's my thought. The bolts that you're going to put in for the midshaft, you're going to put the midshaft on, and it's going to sit naturally, right? It's where it's going to actually float when you bolt it on.
Yep.
That's how you should use the same bolts and let it float on that exactly the same way. So if gravity's going to pull it down, you're going to put it on because you'll get it all lined perfect. You put the midshaft on, and it's just going to do a droop. So just do it where it naturally floats, and that's your 0. And if you can't make it work, well then you know you can't make it work. But that's where I would start off at.
So when I first did my first XFR, I put it in the pump upside down, and gravity made the shaft go up, and I aligned it totally upside down. I flipped the hole over. It was like thunk, because it drooped down 180 the other way. And I was like, holy shit, does it even matter? Like,
It
Sure,
actually
your
doesn't.
shaft wasn't bent?
It's one of those Chinese
I don't
ones
know.
at $60.
Oh, was that what it was? Because I had it where one of my shafts was bent. I got it all aligned. I rotated the
By
fucking
the way, did you even
180
check the
degrees.
run out of that shaft? Whose shaft is that?
Lundy's. No. Maybe.
that one?
Yeah.
I don't know when you got that.
Did you? No one ever checks run out of the shafts.
No.
I just assume that if I'm buying
Oh
nice
my
ones, they're
God.
good.
I checked it once I get it in the hull. I said I've checked it before in the hull, and then I checked the run out of the.
I'd buy something for you because you're probably dumb enough to do it right the first time. But
Well, I mean, I only have torrent shafts. I mean, do I really need to check them?
no, not torn.
That's kind of where I was at. So,
Yeah, they're expensive.
they're fucking expensive. They better be good.
But you know how much it costs to make shit.
You're just cutting off this
Yeah, a little
the ridge.
A little bit of it.
I had to cut like this whole part off.
Well, that's what I was doing, but then that guy right there
Just
called me an idiot.
give me a screwdriver. I'll put it in right now.
See, this
All you need some
this
hand
is the footage we
sanitizer.
want.
You don't even need that knife. Or you can stick it in his butt, and that'll work.
Bud, hand sanitizer.
Let me check.
Daddy,
Yep,
I'm ready.
Daddy, what did that mean about sticking finger in his butt?
I'll turn it slow motion. We'll get you. Actually, thanks for doing it slow. I didn't have it in slow motion.
You're supposed to do the slow motion part.
You got it. I'm excited for your table to break.
You're waiting for the tail to break?
The table was $40 on Amazon.
Wait, why am I being...
Now you know why these pumps cost a lot of money. It's 2 guys to do the lighting, 1 guy to put the seal in, 1 guy to hold the camera.
One guy lubing with his butt lube.
Trevor would hold it still.
That's okay. You want to watch this for me and I'll hold the pump? You watch the drill.
Are you trying to drill it straight in?
To something relevant, yes. We're almost there now.
It's
Shit,
close
we're
enough. It's close enough.
I just gotta go back and get a shot of everybody.
I mean, we're like there.
What the A squad looks like?
Yep.
Did you make it through?
All the way.
I can't tell you because I can't turn the impeller. So.
It's a little tight. That's right.
Oh, Captain Vacuum, here you go, bud. Let me plug you in.
Thank you.
Yep.
Captain Vacuum. I've lost my beard.
YouTube needs to see Eric vacuuming this. It's critical.
That's when you know you made it in the world is when you're Kirk and Eric is vacuuming your floor.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wonder how many dollars an hour that is.
Oh, you mean how many TVs have we bought?
Not enough.
No one's gonna see.
I'm trying to follow why I'm using a 1/4" drive on what?
Were you trying to run a tap, clean up your starter?
Well, first of all, you use a thread chase, not a tap. So let's start there.
Well, I have a bolt that has like little.
Some cuts in it?
Actually, I have an ARP thread chase.
The only reason I'm giving you crap about the thread chase is because when I told you once that I was using a tap on your...
I went off on you.
You went off on me. What did you say? Sorry. What I meant was...
So are we gonna go for it on that manifold too, or what? We're making holes.
I thought this was for the manifold.
Nick could bring it to work with him on Monday.
Actually, I mean, we might as well... Actually, to be fair, that's not a bad idea. We could probably figure out where it is. Since, I mean, we have the right tools. We have great center punches.
Yeah, when I got into jet skiing, I actually thought things were done professional. And you realize that in the whole country, everybody has seen done. It's like, it's a bunch of hacks.
Dude, aircraft is even worse. It's
No way.
crazy how
No.
bad small aircraft stuff is.
Don't tell me this. I just don't want to hear
You can
that.
turn that off real quick.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Nope. I need you to line her up.
Alright, hold on.
That was not lined up.
That was the exact opposite.
I could shine a light through the hole.
As a guy who's holding the pump, probably. I'll just. There we
I think that looks
go.
good.
Figured it the fuck out. Jesus
Is it in yet?
The only issue, if you can hand me the ride plate.
So Trevor, why don't you run the line here and the starter's in the way? What's this made for?
This is like a 2-off piece that was a Facebook find, right? So this is a sit-down motor. To get the B-pipe on there, someone had to come up with this that is almost there,
But we can just put a lay-down pipe on it and not do all this effort.
but can't run a big tank.
Ah.
Yes. So I'm still trying to talk him into let's get a blaster tank in there. Right?
Is that a?
How big of a tank can we run with the lay-down pipe?
You have to run that thrust,
3?
but the issue is this sticks out so much farther. That the
Yeah,
so, like
the,
normal, so think of like a
case is
701
that much
style
longer?
with yes.
Yeah, it's all this. Oh man, it's just like.
Yeah, so you lose inches, so you can't actually put like the thrust in there. So the only thing you do is maybe like that Jazz 3.
So it's a blaster tank,
I think it's like 5.5 or 6.
but it's huge, right? Like
How big are carburetors are going to be run on this?
Power Bomb 48s. You should have watched the first episode, Ben. Come on
Yeah,
now.
both of you, Kurt Tube, hello.
I'm behind.
I don't mean it like
You
that.
probably
But
can't.
What cylinder did you base that off of? Because it's a single, right? That you base that off. You can tell an
RS
older
250.
casting.
No, so Calvin got, Tim Tynan could actually give you the lineage. So what happened was, Calvin's story is, he took a cylinder and wanted it modified, and then wanted to make a casting, so he took what he wanted to a foundry. The foundry took his money and couldn't develop the cylinder to get it cast done. So Calvin said, I will learn to do this myself.
Okay.
That's how he got into it. I started off with a cast cylinder and said I want the ports moved around because I didn't, looking at cylinders that were setting records in ATV drag racing, I was looking at Calvin's cylinder and didn't know it. I said, but I got a DAS, it's a great, the cast cylinder's a great cylinder. And I forget where Dan got that off of. You know, everything is just one based on the next. And I took that and I spent $30,000 to get a mold and work done. And when it was done, it didn't work. You couldn't machine it to make it work. So I finally got the name of Calvin. Who gave that name to me? I forget now off the top of my head. So I got his name. I went and looked up on Planet Sand. You look at who's setting records. You look at their engines, and I'm like, that's the guy. And it's like, man, these engines are made by 2 different people, but they look the same. Found out where it was. Called the guy. Said, I want to make a watercraft cylinder. This is the RPM band that we run in. This is where I need power from. This is the amount of flow that I need because there's a calculation to figure out going to make power, how much goes in, how much goes out. And he said, I'll tell you what you need. And then he liked that I figured it, you know, got it close. And so he took his cylinders and he modified them to fit what I wanted.
Okay.
So they do exist and they look very similar, but there's slight differences.
So is his cylinder singles then?
Singles, doubles, triples, quads.
Okay.
And they have a twin turbo quad that made over 800 horsepower for a snowmobile.
Damn. Do you have a rubber mallet?
Yeah.
Just don't know
You
where.
hold this. Record yourself. Saying.
So Kirk's pretty awesome. If you guys all like, comment, subscribe, he might let me use that right there.
All right, let me knock this thing
Yep,
off.
perfect.
I think you mean that right there.
No.
That's
The Superjet. Just give it a good whack, Eric.
Yep.
Did you bolt that thing on like 8 years ago?
No,
Are all the bolts out?
yeah.
Damn, Ben. Thanks, Dad.
You know what's really,
I mean, I'm just hitting the obvious here, guys.
so I don't know if it's something goofy, but yeah,
you go.
there we go. Perfect. Thanks.
Those pistons are like brand new. You didn't lie.
No, it's a brand new build. Woo-hoo.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have other problems.
Why you gotta be like
Uh-oh.
that?
Say that one more time.
Look at the water pass through.
There's just like a mini guy in there. Well, there's plenty of room for a bolt in there. There's no
You
water
know what they
jacket.
say, a hot
Open this up
motor.
down
I mean,
here.
it makes optimal performance.
Sorry to do this to you, but it's got to be done.
Well, I need a new one anyway, so don't worry about it.
Oh.
Oh,
There
we
you
need
go.
Is that all?
Problem solved.
Boy, that is a lot of blockage.
RTV, throw that thing away.
So now you know where you have a water passage.
It's gonna be. Oh, so that I
Can we do it on the side though? Because do we have room on the
We
side?
got room here. Put your finger in there and feel how thick that is.
What, on this side?
Oh, I'm gonna put it right there if we can.
What did they delete with the passage
Yeah.
patch there, I wonder?
Might have had to get in and do something.
Stuff.
All right, we're gonna have our guy
Sand casting and that's,
Corey Pro scan it maybe.
What do you
oh,
call
they're
it?
knocking off the sand.
Not at
Core
work.
broke off in there. They just
There you go.
hog that out and weld her shut.
Yeah, I don't know what the. Looks like they did something.
By the way, I think Dan Lamy actually designed these ports. That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
On the 66E.
Yeah.
Well, what about for the $1,300?
So, open up the gasket is what you're saying, Eric?
Yeah, you need definitely.
Okay.
Okay, there's a rust spot in there.
Better not be a rust spot.
There's a water spot in there. Tell me I'm wrong. Look in the seaport. Oh man, can't see anything with the camera. Oh, I got the wand.
Rust spots just like work themselves out.
Why is there a file on the? Oh, so it stays upright.
The ports don't look even.
Oh, are you knocking Group K?
Group K did that.
Group K motor. 927.
It'll work fine. Okay.
It's even-ish.
We're out of curiosity. Where's the?
See the boost port? Which
Okay.
is go to the.
Oh yeah. Why would there be a rust spot on an aluminum?
You see what I'm saying? So it's just a water spot that's settled. So Group K sent this to you assembled?
No, I assembled it.
8 years ago.
Two or
Oh,
three.
two.
But I mean, I probably have a can of fogging when I let it sit. So
And it might just be a little collection because it's not. It's just a water spot.
but no, yeah, Group K definitely did. I sent them the motor or the cylinders and head and stuff because I actually got it from a guy in Alaska who sunk it, and then when they shipped it to me, they didn't secure anything, so a bunch of metal parts rattled together. So I had to get them redecked and all that kind of stuff. But he helped me out, right? He realized he screwed up and gave me a little bit off on what I bought it for. So.
Interesting.
So just open it up to match this then?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if this motor liked being hot because that's an OEM gasket, right? That has those.
So if you put a water jack or put the hole back here,
But it's got other holes.
is there a channel by there?
That's a fair point.
Well,
That's a very, very
hot is the correct operating temperature. Being cold, it doesn't burn the fuel as efficiently.
What is the
Jet
optimal
skiers,
temperature?
jet skiers confuse engine hotness and exhaust temperature. When the motor's running hot, it's hot water going into the pipe. The pipe temperature is different. It's hotter. Therefore, the power band is different. So jet skiers think if I put cold water in the motor, it makes better power, but what they don't realize, they're affecting the pipe. It's not the motor so much, it's the pipe. Pipe temperature, everything. When people inject water into a two-stroke pipe,
Yeah, but they don't pull it from the motor. They pull it from their feed line.
yes, because outside it's generally warmer water now, right? So everything starts running hot. So they start trying to put extra water into the motor, but it really is more pipe temperature.
Okay.
Because a good motor, 1001, 1002, 1003, that's it. That's all you can do.
Oh, good, because my 1021 is like that.
Perfect.
What do you mean?
a rule of thumb. It's not an absolute. Put your hand on the motor when it's after you come in. 1001, 1002, 1003. That's all you can do.